Hey YouTubers, Starfire here. So I'm going to be doing the Flash review for tonight's episode. It's season 2, episode 3, sorry, 3, called Family of Rogues. I thought it was a good one. I am enjoying Jay Garrick and his part in the story. This one had Snart on it again and his sister. And she thought he had been kidnapped, and so the Flash went to go rescue him, and yeah. Turns out his father is actually worse than he is. But anyway, let's start from the beginning. The trust fall. So at the opening of the episode, we see Iris in this building, and these men are shooting, and she's trying to find a way out, so she calls Barry and tells him what's happening, and he says, okay, is there a window nearby? And she's like, yeah, why? And he's like, you're gonna need to jump. And she's like, no way. And he's all, Iris, do you trust me? She's like, yes, I trust you. And he's like, well, then jump. So she jumps, and he catches her and saves her. And then he goes and stops the guys in the building and takes away their guns and knocks them out and saves the day like the Flash does. And then she gives him a hug and she's like, thanks for coming. Oh, it was so sweet. I'm sorry, I just really love them, okay? But yeah, that was really nice. I love the fact that she trusted him enough to let him do that, because that's, you gotta have some pretty deep trust to trust somebody to catch you when you're falling that far from a building. So, true love, people. She trusts him implicitly. Alright, so Snart. Like, him and his dad he's working with his dad, and they're, basically his dad is worse than he is, and he ends up killing him because of what he's trying to do, and gets put in Iron Heights. So, yeah. Francine shows up again and talks to Joe, and she says she wants to see Iris. And Joe wants her to get out of town because he, is bitter, and he doesn't like that she left. But it turns out that she had a drug problem, and she left, and she's cleaned up her life, and she's gotten her act together, and she's a different person now, and she wants to make things right, which, is good. I'm glad that she wants to do that. I'm not sure that other people will be so understanding about it, but I'm glad that she's trying to right the wrongs that she made. Especially with her daughter, because she wasn't around when Iris was growing up. Joe had to raise her. Andy kind of had to raise Barry, too. So, yeah. I mean, Joe's done a lot. But anyway, I'm really happy that Barry told Joe that he needs to trust Iris and needs to just give her a chance, even though he was worried that she wouldn't forgive him, because she needs to know that. And I'm glad that he's not going to be continuing to lie to her like he did all last season, pretty much. And that, he's finally going to be telling her stuff like this about her family and what happened. So that's really good. I'm glad about that. When he ended up telling Iris, I actually thought she was going to be a lot more upset than she was. I'm happy that it turned out the way that it did, and that she knew that he was just doing it to keep her safe and protect her. Yeah, she was a kid, and she probably wouldn't have understood, and so he wanted to, he didn't want her to think badly of her mom. And he didn't want her to think that she abandoned them. So he told her that she had died. Or that she just, I think that she had died. So, yeah. I'm glad she forgave him. I'm glad she understood why he did what he did. But this is going to be a lot for Iris. She's going to have to deal with her mom being around again, and then of course when Wally comes on there, she's going to have to deal with that and everything that happens. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to have a lot of effect on her. She's going to need Barry. Like he's needed her, she's going to need him this season. So, yeah. Oh geez. I think that Caitlin's starting to kind of have a little thing for Jay Garrick. Did other people notice that too? Because she kind of didn't want him to leave. She wanted him to kind of stay around. And you know what? I actually would kind of be for that. Whatever, I don't care if he's older. Like, I could see the potential with that. I could. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't support Snowberry as a couple, so if Caitlin can be with somebody else, and since Ronnie died legitimately this time, at least we think he died, he could come back again. But as far as we know, he died. You know, I don't know. I mean, something is definitely going to happen that causes her to become Killer Frost. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but it's going to be something. So, I mean, but if there is a possibility for her and Jay, like, I could see that happening. And I wouldn't be against it. Just putting that out there. I feel like Patty and Barry are kind of forced. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of nervous energy with them, especially with Patty. Barry's pretty calm and cool about it. Like, he's not really acting that nervous around her. He's just kind of like, hey, what's up, you know? But Patty's, like, really, really nervous and anxious. And I think it's just because of, I think mainly it's because of her infatuation with the Flash. Not necessarily Barry, but the Flash. And the fact that Barry is the Flash makes it even more nerve-wracking for her, because she likes the Flash so much that the person that is the Flash being there just makes her infatuation that much more prominent. And so, while I might not necessarily support them as a couple, I don't know. I know that they're probably going to date for a little bit in this season. And like I said in last week's video, I would be okay with that. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I ship them. But it's CW. They're not going to have the couple that we all love get together right off the bat. There's always going to be some drama or some angst or something that's going to be in the way of them getting together right away. The best couples are always the ones that are built up and the slow burn and take not a long time, but take a while to get together. They're usually the ones that end up being the worthwhile couples. And while I don't want to wait a super, super long time, like I'm sure most people don't that are fans of Barry and Iris, I would be okay with waiting a little longer. I want them to get together this season, but I don't know if that will happen. I hope it does, but I don't know. I really want it to happen before Elicity, because it took Elicity 3 seasons, and Arrow, the writing on that, some of that was kind of screwed up. So I hope that they right the mistakes they did with the Flash, or right the mistakes that they did with Arrow on the Flash. They're going to be a slow burn, and I like the moments we're getting. I wish we got more. I really, really do. We deserve more. And it's weird that that picture of Barry and Iris where they were having a heart-to-heart that was promoted for this episode got cut. Even the actors didn't know that it got cut, and they were like posting the picture on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. And Grant Gustin felt bad because he's like, well, we don't know ahead of time what gets edited. So they thought that that scene was going to be in there, considering that it was used in the promotional pictures. And for the most part, all the scenes that have been in the promotional stills have been in the episodes. So this is probably one of the first times that they cut a scene like that. I mean, maybe it's going to be in next week's episode. Who knows? Because Barry was looking at the album in this one when Joe was talking to him about Francine being alive. And maybe because Iris now knows about her mom being alive because Joe told her, maybe that scene is actually going to be in next week's episode. It would actually make a lot of sense because it seems like, to me, at least seeing that picture, because she looks very teary-eyed and emotional. To me, it seems like in that scene, she would know about her mom. And Joe told her about her mom in this episode, probably about halfway through, or a little more than halfway. So it's understandable that she wouldn't be talking to Barry right away. I mean, that's all they had about her mom in the episode, was him when she talked to Joe, and then when he told Iris about her mom. So yeah, I'm thinking, at least I hope, that scene is going to be in next week's episode. So I wouldn't give up hope, West Ellen fans. I really think that hope that it will be in next week's episode. And Grant Gustin did say, he's like, there are more moments to come, so don't fret. But, yeah. I am kind of sad that it wasn't in this episode because everybody was looking forward to that. But I really think we will see it. So, I hope I'm right. But yeah. Anyway, I know that Patty and Barry will probably be together for a certain amount of time. And I don't know. I'm okay with it. It's just, I'm used to waiting. I am. And to me, it's about the journey and the build-up. And there's not going to be a good story if there's not other obstacles and other things that are happening. It's a TV show. They want to make people continue to watch. And if they get a couple together right away, people sometimes tend to lose interest because they feel like, what they've been anticipating has happened and there's nothing more for them to look forward to. So that's why they hold it off a lot for a long time. And that's probably what they're doing. I mean, look at other shows that they've had on CW and the couples. One Tree Hill, Smallville, Dawson's Creek, like those types of shows. They've all had some type of relationship drama. Yeah, sometimes the relationships haven't been handled the best way by the writers and they could have been handled better. Cough, cough, Dawson's Creek. But I'm not going to get into that. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, yeah. But yeah, there's always going to be some obstacle, some type of triangle, some type of drama and angst that's going to keep them apart for a while. Yeah, we're going to have moments. Yeah, we're going to squee and fangirl and have really great scenes that we're going to look forward to. And like Grant Gustin said, there is more, so don't be upset. Don't fret. Seriously. There is more to come. And yeah, I mean, right now, I'm just looking forward to moments. Anything we get with them, however small, I mean, yeah, we deserve to get more scenes with them. But I'm just happy when we get something. So I think that if people looked at it that way a little more, they would be a little bit happier with what's going on. And I'm not saying that I'm happy with how Iris gets treated and stuff, because she does deserve more airtime and, you know, more scenes and things like that. And so do Barry and Iris together. But I don't know. I'm just enjoying the show as best I can. So, okay. So Dr. Stein passed out again, and I think that it's because of, like, him having withdrawals from Ronnie not being connected to him anymore, or Firestorm, and so he's, like, his body is still dealing with that, and it's causing him to have the symptoms that he's having. So yeah, that's getting interesting. Also, the very last minute or so, where they showed the portal and they showed Wells inside of it, that was pretty interesting too. I laughed. I was like, yeah, awesomeness. So I'm actually kind of excited to see how Wells is going to play into everything this season. Since in last week's episode we saw him in a flashback, and then in this one we saw him inside the portal, which that's what it is, right? It's a portal. I hope. I hope I'm saying the right thing. But yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how he's going to be a part of everything, considering that he's not Eobard anymore. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. I hope that I covered everything and that you guys liked what I said. Yeah, I liked the episode tonight. I thought that it was good. But I always think The Flash is good, no matter what. So, yeah. If there's anything you guys want to add or comment about, feel free. I tried to cover everything that I remembered about the episode. But if you guys have more that you want to say or whatever, please comment. We always appreciate it. And we have 2 more subscribers. We had 23 and now we have 25. So thank you to the 2 people who have subscribed since we started doing reviews again for the new seasons of the shows. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and continue to watch them and enjoy them, because we're doing them for you. So yeah, until next time, keep believing in the impossible.